Hey, so in a way, this is a continuation of a video I did recently called Feel It to Heal It, because it's also just a continuation of my own journey and experience as I'm working with all of this. But I just had something valuable to me happen, and so maybe it's valuable for you as well. So the Feel It to Heal It video, in summary, is talking about how our emotions actually want to move. And the louder they are, the more they're coming from a place that has been like really stuffed and buried in the body. And so they're looking for an opening to just be seen and heard and felt and to move. And so there's been giant transformation and freedom available to me in feeling them and allowing myself to feel them. And it's become the norm. Like, oh, here we go. Okay, like I feel you, I hear you, I'm with you, here I am, I'm here for you. In the past I know I haven't been, but here I am now. And so I was having that experience now. And sometimes it goes so fast. I mean, it could be like under a minute. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's through. And other times it's, it's familiar, it's showing up again. And each time there's, new information or a new level of healing or transformation. So it varies. It doesn't look like or feel like just one thing. And so here I am. I was just, making a salad and felt some challenging emotion come up, and so I'm doing the thing like, okay, I feel that. I feel you. I am present here with you. And I was able to also feel or recognize that I was engaging with it in this way because I wanted to get through it, and that I knew that if I allowed it, I would get through it. So that's not to make myself wrong or to backtrack on that whole process of, feel it to heal it. But it's just, there was this recognition of how simple this is and how complex it is at the same time, which is really just a mirror for how complex and amazing we are. I mean, there's so much going on in our bodies and in this experience of reality at once. And so, of course, that would be reflected in these processes, even when they can be, simple. Like the truth of them is very simple. So what I recognized was that, like, I recognized that I wasn't enjoying this emotion, but that I knew I needed to surrender into it. But the recognition that I didn't like it, I was, for whatever reason, like, after practicing this a lot, I was able to recognize that was a judgment, that I was telling this emotion, I'm here for you, I'm with you, but I was doing it from this place of judgment, like, oh, I'm here with you because I actually don't like this, and so I want to move it through. So what came through was, can I find the present moment that is not judging this emotion? Can I become the presence that is holding the space for this emotion without judging it, without preference, without perspective? Because it's the preference, the perspective, that's the lens or the filter that is coming from the past belief or what happened, to initiate this feeling in me in the past to begin with, or what happened when I expressed this feeling in the past and it wasn't okay to feel it. So that's the lens or the filter, the perspective, the preference that I'm feeling. So it's a judgment in a way, and that's not to judge myself for judging, because then you're caught in a loop that's really like a hamster wheel that is operated by the smaller self, the self that is like, oh yeah, no, I'm totally on board with healing and changing and transforming, like, and inside, is like totally freaking out about the unknown and, what that could possibly be like, because it's, unknown. And so when we're caught in some sort of loop like that, even using a tool or tools or practices that we know, but it's sending us like back into itself, without like a new layer or level of understanding, without a new level of consciousness, let's put it that way, where it feels more like it's stuck. That is that's the small self, and the way into that is through surrender and letting go. But we can't truly surrender to it and truly let go of it if we're judging it. So this is the experience I had now, is, just pausing, stopping the process of even allowing the feeling and just saying, well, first let me get really present. Let me find presence. And of course the feeling is still going on as I'm doing that, but in looking for the presence instead of the allowing of this emotion to come through. Come on, move along, do your thing, move. Instead of doing that, I was just seeking the peace and the stillness of the presence, and in finding that the judgment was not there anymore, and then I could feel this feeling, and from that point, it did move quickly. So it's an ongoing practice. This is one of the reasons it can be so helpful to, to work with someone. If you have someone to help you witness yourself, I like to practice on my own, and I really like to practice with others too, and benefit from doing this sort of thing with others, because sometimes it's just harder to see ourselves on our own. It's like trying to look at your face without a mirror. So hopefully this is helpful as you continue along as well with feeling and presence, and not judging the judging, and not judging the present, or I should have stopped. I'm trying to do a wrap up and repeat myself the whole thing. So I'm going to not judge. I'm going to not continue. Thank you. Much love.